if I say show garden floodlight. There you go. Did you see that? 1 second lag. That's the best performance I've ever seen on a camera so far, working with an Alexa device. Now, this switch isn't linked to the device in any way in terms of wiring. I've created a smart scene and I've set it up so if it's turned on, the floodlight will turn on, and if it's turned off, the floodlight will turn off. So to see this in action, there you go. Click it again, turns off, simple as that. Hi guys, today we're unboxing and setting up a smart LED floodlight camera. So this particular one is from ENER-J. Details are in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing. So let's take a brief look around the packaging. It comes in a large box, highlighted here, 2-year warranty with this, works with Amazon Echo Show and the Google Home. 1080p video quality on this, 2-way audio, night vision, 270-degree motion sensor detection angle. It supports micro SD cards up to 128 gig. IP44 rated, 3-second to 7-minute light time, and it's compatible on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Coming around the side, couple of things to highlight. So it says security siren alarm and smart zoom with panning. So it'd be interesting to test those features out. So let's open it up and see what you get in the packaging. I've laid out the items you get in the packaging. So to quickly summarize, you get a bag containing 2 raw plugs and 2 screws. You get an installation guide, which is multi-language, and the floodlight camera. So in terms of size, it actually comes in, I think, pretty big. So from here to there, you've got 30 centimeters. Depth-wise, it's 16 centimeters. And if you look at the height from top to bottom, it's about 20.5 centimeters. Each of the light panels here, so each of these are LED lights. So you've got 8.5 centimeters by 15 centimeters. All made of strong plastic. You can see the PIR sensor over here, the cameras here, seems to have PTZ built into it as well. So you can see just by turning it, looks like there's a motor built into it. And just showing this way as well. Coming in close, you've got a small hole there. I'm assuming that's for the microphone. And looking at the back, you've got the speaker point, and this cover can be removed, and that's where you put in your micro SD card. Closing that back up again. Looking over here, you've got the power cable to power this. Obviously, it has to be wired directly into your mains. The length of this cable end to end is about 24.5 centimeters. And there's a slight notch here. To connect this up, you'd have to have a waterproof junction box to have that wire going into there, and another one connecting it to your mains electricity. Coming around the back here, you can see there's a bracket for mounting purposes. You'd have to take off the 2 screws there and there, and then you can mount it onto a wall and then place it in position and put the screws back on to firmly attach to a wall. Turning it this way, just to show that's quite firmly on. The light panels can be adjusted, just to show. And in terms of movement, is minimal on this area here. So it's just the panels really, you can easily move around. Let's make a start at setting up the device. So what I've done, I've placed the micro SD card into the device, and the cable for power, I've connected to a junction box here, and there's a cable coming off the other end, which I can just plug into a socket just for testing purposes. Now, coming to my Android phone, you can see I've got an app already installed, which is ENER-J Smart. So you just go to the Play Store, install that. Once you start it for the first time, you'll be asked for credentials. If you haven't got an account, sign up. And then if I start it up, this is what you're presented with. Now, to add in the device, you just click on the plus. Click smart camera. Next, we need to confirm a light's flashing on the device. So you can see it just over here, flashing away. Now coming over here, if I select this and click next. Next, we need to enter in our Wi-Fi password. I've already used the app, hence why the password's cached. So if I just click next to this, long Wi-Fi name or password, it's just giving a little warning there, and I'll just click I got it. Next, we need to scan in a QR code. So there's a QR code on my phone. If I hold it over the camera, I'll click I heard a prompt as it scanned it in, and now let's give it a moment. And there you go, added in, as simple as that. So looking over here on the dialog, you've got an edit option to edit the name. So by default, it's come in as Smart LED Floodlight Camera. We'll click done to that. And there you go, up and running already. So coming back for a moment, just to show what's shown on the app, and this is how you'd see it. Clicking on that, and this is what you're initially presented with. So initially, let's go to settings here in the corner just to see what's available. So you can rename the device there, change the icon as well if you wanted to. Coming back, you've got device info, so this will have IP address details. Then you've got tap to run an automation. So if you've created any automation to work with the device, that will be listed here. Third party supported, so you can see there Amazon and Google devices are supported with this. Basic function settings coming in here. Status indicator can be turned off. The picture can be flipped. Time watermark on there can be turned off. And audio mode at the moment is set to one-way audio. If I click on that, you can do two-way audio. So you can talk to the person as well. If I click back now, back again. IR night vision set to auto. That can be turned off or just left on permanently. Coming back. Detection alarm settings. So coming in here. Motion detection alarm, you can turn that on. Alarm sensitivity level, clicking on there. They're the 3 levels you have available. On middle at the moment, back from there. And alarm timer settings, so schedule on that. If I click add, and you can set up a schedule when you want motion detection to come on and when you want it to turn off. And there's the option there just to start it or close it off. So nice they've got this. The fact you don't have to have it on all the time. You can say, I just want motion detection in the evenings, for example. Now coming back, then you've got siren adjustment. Clicking on there, you've got different siren sounds on there. So if I click on here, you can see it lists 10. I have tested the camera just a little while ago, and I've confirmed really there's only 3 there. The first one is repeated at alarm sound 4 onwards. Now in terms of sounds, you've got 2 different sirens, and you've got a dog barking noise as well, which is good. So at least it mixes up a bit. I think the only thing it's lacking, you can't record your own message or own siren if you're after something like that. Coming back from here, then you've got siren volume and siren duration. So change that. Now, the only issue I see with the interface here, if you see there's no option if I change to actually hear the sound. So it would have been nice if that option was available. So if you wanted to hear this, you've got to come back and there's a button which I'll show in a moment how to test this out. And again, even with the sound level, so the siren volume here, you can adjust it, but it'd be nice if you could hear it at this point too. Now coming below that, then you've got siren duration. So you can have it for 10 seconds up to 600 seconds. Let's take it down for now. Back from here. Next, we've got SD card settings coming in here. You can see the capacity on the card and record switch. Turn that on. Recording mode. So at the moment it's set to event recording, and if we come in there, you've got 2 options, event recording and continuous recording. So this is really good functionality because a lot of cameras don't have the continuous recording option on there. Now by having that on, it avoids a situation where you miss events. So a lot of the time when a recording gets initiated, sometimes you may miss half a second or a split second. So this is good, they've got that. So let me just set that to continuous recording now. Come back from there, schedule. So you can set a schedule for the recording as well. You can see here you've got start and close. So start is obviously start recording, close is actually stop recording. So you could have it recording continuously in the day if you wanted and not in the night. So if you had a preference where you didn't want it continuously recording 24 hours, in just a few hours you wanted it recording, so that's possible as well. And then you've got format SD cards. So if I click on that, let's confirm that right now. There you go, formatting succeeded. Come back from there, going down. Offline notification, so if the camera went offline, you get a notification informing you. Share devices, so you can share them with other people. And then you've got FAQ feedback, firmware information, and remove device. So that's all the setting options you've got. Coming back from there. So now, looking at the top, you've got a date and time stamp here. You've got a signal strength showing on the other side. Looking down below, you've got a volume indicator. So if I enable that, test 1, 2, 3. That's pretty clear. HD, so the picture quality here, you can change it to standard definition. And then you've got full screen. So now turning it, just showing the options you have available. So it's only volume and microphone. And now if I turn from here, can I turn it? Nice, so you can turn it from here as well. So there's no arrows or anything. So this is a PT camera, so pan and tilt, just to show. Here you go. Coming back from here and looking on this interface, if I move along. Yeah, you can control it from here as well, which is good. Next, you've got screenshot. So you can take a screenshot, click allow to that, click it again, and there you go, screenshot saved. So next we've got speaks. If I click on that, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3. So that's good, that works. Next we've got record, so you can initiate your own record. It doesn't record on the micro SD card, records directly on your phone. So if I click there, click it again, just saves it to the gallery. Playback, if I click on there, you can see the recordings that have happened on here. Back from here, then you've got direction. So again, another interface for controlling the camera. Nice, it's got that facility. So you can spin it around and check other areas if it wasn't grabbing the entire picture. Next we've got alarm. So clicking on here, options from the settings side of things, coming back again, scrolling down, and then you've got lamp. So if I now click on that, you've got switch and timing. So you can set a timer on the LED lights on this to turn them on and off at certain times. Just to show that one, you can set a time when you want it to occur. So you can give it a nickname, call it anything you want. Notifications, so you can be notified when that schedule kicks in, and then the actual action you want to occur, so on or off. Now coming back from here, back again, clicking back on lamp, then you've got a switch to turn it on and off. So you can manually control it, which is good. So if I click there you go, turns on, and it is really bright, and turn it off. Coming back, then you've got buzzer. So this is what I was referring to in terms of testing the different sounds and the volume levels. You have to come out and come to this point to test it. So if I click it, okay, so police siren, if I come back, and then finally you've got photo album. Clicking on that, you can see the video I've taken, play that back, or just look at the photo you've taken in the snapshot. And that's all the options you have available. Next, let's show the lag on the camera. So if I put my hand in front of it very quickly, about 1.5 seconds, so not too bad. And in terms of remote connectivity, if I drop this down, turn off my Wi-Fi, and now if I put my hand out, nothing so far. If I come out, go back into it, that should work now. And there you go. So no ports to open on your router, and work straight out of the box for remote connectivity, which is good. And now coming back and looking in smart scenes. So this is the smart automation you could create with this. So if I went to automation plus launch, tap to run, click on there, run the device, there's the camera. And these are all the options you have available. And this will enable you to link it to other things. So one of the advantages of having these smart options available as a scenario, you could have this working in conjunction with a light switch in your house. So when you press the button on the light switch, one of these smart scenes kick in and it turns on these floodlights, or even turns on the siren if you wanted to. It's a nice bit of functionality on this. Next, if I go to full screen, and just to show the zoom on this, I'll zoom out and then in, and it's a digital zoom, so not so great. If it had an optical zoom, it would have been quite good, only because the detail is much clearer than a digital. Digital is available on most cameras where you can just look at the picture and go in closer if you want, and you can see for yourself. Not so great there. Next thing worth highlighting is the fact that the device is built on the Tuya platform. So you're not limited to just using the ENER-J Smart app. You can also use the Tuya app together with Smart Life as well. Now, I've removed it from the ENER-J Smart app and going into Smart Life just to show my other devices are in there, and you can see it just there, Smart LED Floodlight. If I click on it, there you go. Options look identical. There's no difference at all, just to show. And again, coming back from here, back again, going to Smart Automation, clicking the plus, tap to run the device. You can see all the options available there as well. So no different in any way. So that's good to know. Next, let's test out motion detection on there. So if I put my hand out for a moment, there you go, motion detection, click on that, takes you to the motion event. If I click on it, you can see the snaps that were taken, and now clicking on view takes you straight to the camera. And just having a test now with Smart Life in terms of performance, put my hand out, about a second and a half, so similar performance with the ENER-J Smart side of things. Next, to test out sound levels from the Siren, I've got my sound level meter here, and if I go to buzzer, turn it on, .87 decibels, so a reasonable level from there. Now, just to show the brightness levels from the floodlights, if I just put my hand over it, there you go. Obviously, because the room's dark, the floodlight's coming on, so it just works like a standard floodlight as well. But if you wanted, obviously, to turn it on permanently and not having it going on and off, you could just turn it on like so. So good functionality, the fact you can have it coming on when there's minimal light in the area, and you can override that and just leave it on if that was your preference. Next, just to briefly show the device working with both the Amazon and Google products in terms of streaming directly to a screen. Now let's begin with the Google one. So if I go to home, and the way you'd add this in is add a service in. So if I click over here, go to setup device, works with Google, add in the service called Smart Life, and now coming back from here, scrolling down, there you have it, garden floodlight. So if I click on that, you can rename it, you can see it's linked to Smart Life, and there's little else you can do with this. So to actually see it, you've got to say, show garden floodlight.
Got it. Streaming the garden floodlight on living room display. Living room display. Living room display.
About 20-second lag on that. So not really usable on that. The facility is there, as you've seen. It's not the fault of ENER-J on this one. This is how it is generally for most of the cameras I've reviewed. So next, let's try out the same functionality on the Amazon device. So to set this up, if I go to the Amazon app and on more, go to skills and games, and you just search for the skill called Smart Life. Add that in, enter in your credentials. Now go into devices, scroll along, you can see cameras, and there you have it, garden floodlight. So if I click on that, same thing again, you can rename it. You can see it's linked to Smart Life, little else you can do with this. But if I say, show garden floodlight.
Okay.
There you go. Did you see that? 1 second lag. That's the best performance I've ever seen on a camera so far, working with an Alexa device. Never seen it that good on a Google one, but very impressive. Next, just to show the smart functionality available via the system. So I've got the automation smart scene option open on my phone, and I've created 2 automation tasks linked up to a switch which is just here. Now this switch isn't linked to the device in any way in terms of wiring. I've created a smart scene and I've set it up so if it's turned on, the floodlight will turn on, and if it's turned off, the floodlight will turn off. So to see this in action, there you go. Click it again, turns off, simple as that. Now, excellent bit of functionality here, but keep in mind for this to work, you must have an internet connection. If your internet goes down, that button's not going to turn that light on. Next, we're going to test out the sound quality from the system when you're speaking via phone. So I've got my sound level meter there. I'm going to put my microphone next to it, and I'm going to get out of the room and speak via the phone.
So here's a test to show the quality to expect from the camera in terms of sound quality. So two-way audio on this, so you could actually have this at the front of your house. The visitor came, then you could speak to them directly, and you could hear them
show the brightness levels from the floodlight. So if I put my hand out, there you go, lights up a whole area. There it is going off again. Put my hand out. Good level of brightness from this. Now here's some sample footage, daytime and nighttime. The distance from the camera to the end of the garden is about 60 feet. Now picture quality I think is reasonable on the camera. I'm guessing, looking at the quality, it's a 2 megapixel camera on there, and you can see for yourself right in the distance, it's not extremely clear in any way. Now coming over to night vision, again, the floodlight helps. Obviously it brightens up the area. If you extend the period the floodlight goes on, that helps as well. But again, to note, in the distance, picture quality isn't so great. So if you're closer to the camera, it'll be good and it's more than sufficient. But you can see here, it does get a little bit grainy and not so clear. Okay, so you've seen the unboxing and setup of this smart LED floodlight camera from ENER-J. Very simple to set up and configure. I like the fact it can work with the Tuya app together with Smart Life as well. Integrates nicely with other smart tech as well. So you've seen how I've got it working with a light switch to turn on the floodlight. So it's good, you could even do that sort of functionality on there. Two-way audio on this, so you can talk to the person and hear what they're saying. You've got a Siren built into this, with reasonable sound levels coming from there. Couple of things I'd say lacking on the system. There's no masking option. So if you were covering like some of your neighbor's area or a footpath, you can't block that out for motion detection, and you can't mask out areas which you didn't want to record. Integrates well with the Echo Show device and the Google Home Hub. In terms of performance, Google Home Hub was pretty slow, but the Echo Show was very impressive. Probably the best I've seen so far. 1 second lag, I've not experienced that so far with other cameras. So there you go, I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details are in the description below. Hang around for the end cards, I'll have some more cool smart tech. Hit the like button if you've liked this video and let me know what you thought of this product. If you haven't liked it, drop me a comment, let me know why you haven't liked it. Thanks for viewing and see you in the next one.